As you start to breathe in, start to lengthen your inhale, maybe counting up to 4, pausing at the top, and then exhaling out for a count of 4. And as you start to take these deep inhales and exhales, maybe take a couple small circles forward, clockwise, and then counterclockwise. Maybe starting big at first, and then starting to lessen the circle until you start to find that place where your center of balance rests. And we'll broaden the collarbones, relax the shoulders down the back. We'll firm the core, and stacking shoulders over hips, palms rest on knees. Continue to take those inhales and those exhales out. Starting to control the breath, which we'll do for the next hour. If your eyes aren't already, close them. And take a minute to reflect back on what got you here today. Think about the moment before you sat down on your mat. What mood were you in? How were you feeling? Take a moment to acknowledge the places in your body that hurt, and silently send some acknowledgement there, maybe telling a back muscle and knee, I feel you, I hear you. And maybe acknowledge the places that feel good or the places that don't hurt. And say maybe they can send some energy to the rest of you. Take a moment to acknowledge your struggles today, maybe the bad, frustrating things that have happened to you for the week. Inhaling all the way and exhaling all the air out. Continuing to breathe here at your own pace. Now start to zoom out from you without opening your eyes, taking your surroundings around you. What room are you in? Can you feel the presence of those around you? And can you extend the same acknowledgement of pain, suffering, feeling good, feeling joy to your neighbors, the people in your community? Maybe say silently to them, I hear you and I see you as well. For the next hour, we'll think about how we can connect to each other, to the space around us, and to ourselves. In this time of isolation, how do we create a stronger connection? Connecting to the breath, we'll inhale the air all the way in, pausing at the top, exhaling out, opening your mouth. One more time, inhaling all the way in. Open mouth, exhale all the way out. On an inhale, we'll sweep the arms up and overhead, connecting palms at the top. Exhaling, hands to heart center. And this theme of connection, start to connect your breath to your movement. Inhaling to sweep the arms up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Continue here at your pace, inhaling the arms to the top and exhaling them down. Do a couple more here, deepening the inhales and the exhales as much as possible. On the next exhale, bring hands to heart center and take a moment here. We'll inhale up, exhale, hands to heart center. Placing left hand down on the mat, we'll inhale, sweeping the right hand up and overhead. And exhaling, starting to walk the left fingertips out to the side, starting to side bend, reaching that right arm up and overhead. Inhaling to twist the chest open towards the sky. And exhaling to fold a little deeper. The next inhale, come back to center. And exhale, hand down to the mat. Moving to the other side, placing right hand down to your side. Inhaling, left hand up to the sky. Inhaling to lengthen. And exhaling, tipping slightly over. Rolling the chest open, feeling the stretch along the side body. Next inhale, reach the arm towards the sky, exhaling, hands down to the mat. We spend a lot of our time on our wrists in yoga, so we'll warm up our wrists here, reaching right arm in front of you, grabbing the right forearm with the left hand. And from here, start to move your fingertips back as far as possible, and then clockwise all the way down to the extent of your range of motion. When you get to the bottom, reverse the direction, and then come to the other side. You should start to feel the fire working its way up your forearm, wrist, creating as much movement of the wrist joint as possible. After a couple more circles, we'll switch to the other arm. Reaching left arm out in front of you, grabbing left forearm with right wrist. Reaching the fingertips back towards your face as much as possible, and then rotating the wrist down, reversing the direction, starting to build the warmth in the forearm on the left side. Do a couple more circles here, warming up the wrists. From here, we'll roll over our knees and come to hands and knees, tabletop position. Untucking the toes, pressing the tops of the feet into the mat, grounding down through the hands, placing even weight in the palms, maybe creating the same big and small circles until you find the center, where the weight rests evenly on the palms of the hands, shoulders stack above wrists, hips above knees. We'll start to take some cat and cows here, inhaling to reach the spine forward, and exhaling to curl the spine to cow pose. Connecting these movements to your breath, inhaling, reaching the chest forward. Exhaling, curling the spine. Initiating this movement from the bottom of your tailbone, moving as slowly as possible. Exhaling to curl. Coming to a neutral spine on the next inhale. We'll take some non-linear movements through the spine, starting to look over right shoulder and then back over left. And however feels comfortable for you here to move, maybe dropping elbows to the ground, reaching back, hips towards butt, or reaching forward, bringing more warmth into the wrists. Spend a moment here exploring the extents of your spine. And on the next exhale, drop hips towards your heels, reach arms out in front of you energetically, slightly gripping the floor, dropping forehead towards the ground, maybe rolling the forehead on the mat. Using your arms to push hips back towards the heels if that's comfortable. Inhaling, coming slightly up, we'll take left palm and flip it upwards, moving it to the right top corner of your mat. With the right hand, connect palm to palm and start to sit back towards your heels again. creating a stretch through the lats, the side body on the left side. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, we'll come back up, slightly switching palms, flipping right palm face up, left corner of the mat. Connecting left palm to right and sitting the heels back. Stretching into the side body on the right side. Release the tension in the jaw, the neck. Breathe. An inhale brings you back to tabletop, taking one clearing cat, rounding the spine to cow. Coming back to a neutral spine, we'll extend the right arm forward, left leg back. Engaging through the core, reaching the arm forward and the heel back. Keeping a neutral spine. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to crunch, connecting elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen again. Exhale, crunch. Do 3 more on your own. Reaching as far forward as possible. And crunching in. Your next exhale brings you back to a tabletop position. Inhaling to cat. Exhaling to cow. We'll inhale, reach the left arm forward, right leg back, creating the same T shape on this side. Strengthening the core, engage here, reach the heel back, arm forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Do 3 more here at your own pace. And your last exhale brings hand, knee back to the mat, rocking forward and back on the wrist. And from here, we'll sit the hips back into child's pose one more time, moving knees farther out to the side, engaging arms, reaching forward. We'll inhale, shift forward, plant the palms, tuck the toes under, and push the hips back, coming into your first downward facing dog. You may need to adjust arms forward or back. If you're tight in the shoulders, maybe moving palms farther to the outsides of your mat. If instead you're tight in the hamstrings, bending knees generously and maybe stepping feet farther out. Prioritizing the length in the spine here, bend your knees a lot and feel how the spine lengthens. And exhale, start to straighten legs as much as comfortable, dropping heels towards the ground, engaging through the arms. Continue to breathe. We'll inhale, ripple forward, coming into a high plank position. And just like we had with our hands in tabletop, the weight should be evenly spread through the palms. Reach crown of the head forward, tailbone towards the heels. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale through the mouth when things get hard. We'll exhale, push hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhaling, rippling forward, coming into high plank again. Exhaling to push hips back. One more time, we'll inhale forward. Exhale, drop knees to the ground, untuck toes, keeping triceps, elbows tucked in towards the body. Lower yourself as slowly as possible, all the way towards the ground. Untuck the toes here, press the tops of the feet into the floor. We'll inhale, little to no weight in the arms, start to peel the chest off the ground. keeping gaze directed slightly at the ground. Inhale, strengthening the lower back here. And exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, plant the palms next to the shoulders. Push back through tabletop, downward facing dog. Reaching the hips back towards the sky. Reaching through the arms. Most of the weight should be in the legs. Inhale, look between the hands and as slowly as possible, step the feet forward until feet reach the hands. Coming into a forward fold here, release the neck, shake the head yes, shake the head no, then shake the head yes again because yes, we are here, we're okay. Inhale, coming up halfway, crown of the head reaches forward, shoulders broaden. Exhale to fold. Inhale, bending the knees, and one vertebrae at a time, roll yourself up to stand. When you reach standing, roll the shoulders back. Plant the feet. And take small circles, finding the center of weight on your feet this time. Spreading the toes, lifting them off the mat and planting them down again. Broadening the collarbone. Reaching crown of the head towards the sky. Draw tailbone slightly towards the heels and release ribs towards your frontal hip bones. Release the hands to the side, place the palms facing forward and reach energetically through the fingers. Take a moment here, close the eyes. Connect again to the breath if you've lost it. Most of us are spending a lot of time sitting at a desk that may not be ergonomically beneficial to us right now. See if you can bring some of this postural awareness to your current setup. Broadening the collarbone, stacking shoulders over hips. Blinking the eyes open. We'll inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Connecting palms at the top, slight back bend. And exhale, swan diving forward over straight or slightly bent legs. Coming into a forward fold, relaxing the head, neck. Shifting more weight into the balls of the feet. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale to fold, planting palms, stepping back, high plank. Inhale here, shift forward. If full vinyasa is in your practice, feel free to take it. If that's too much for you, you can always drop knees and come through like this. Inhaling to low cobra and exhaling, retucking the toes, pushing back, downward facing dog. If you are new to yoga, feel free to skip a vinyasa and go straight to downward facing dog. Or if you need a break, drop knees to the mat, come into child's pose. Whenever you're ready, meeting us back in downward facing dog. We'll inhale, reach right leg towards the sky. Exhale, stacking the hips, opening up. Keeping the weight evenly spread through the hands, circling the ankle left, right. Exhaling to recenter the weight. Bringing the foot in between the hands. As gently as possible, dropping the knee to the mat, untucking toes. We'll inhale, come into a low crescent here. Inhaling, arms towards the sky, relaxing shoulders down the back. Exhaling, hands to the mat, pulling back into a hamstring stretch, toes reach towards the face. Breathe here. Exhale, replant the foot, plant the hands, sweep the leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, foot down to the mat. Inhale here. Exhale to lengthen the spine a little more. Inhale, reaching the left foot back this time. Exhaling to stack the hips counterclockwise. Keeping even weight in both palms. Shoulders should be neutrally rotated forward. Exhaling to re-straighten, bringing the knee through and planting the foot as gently as possible between the hands. Dropping knee to the ground, untucking toes. Inhaling to sweep the arms forward and overhead. Low lunge on this side. Should feel it in the hip flexors on this side, maybe the quad on the left. Inhaling, reaching the arms towards the sky. Exhaling, bringing hands to the mat, pulling back into a hamstring stretch. Toes stretch towards the face. Exhale to replant the foot, planting the palms, sweeping the leg back. Three-legged dog. Exhale brings the foot down to the mat, downward facing dog. Inhale, look between the hands, bend the knees, and at the bottom of the exhale, either step or float forward. Feet meet the hands. Straightening the legs, we'll inhale, coming up halfway. Exhaling to fold. Bending the knees just a little bit to inhale, sweeping the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, Namaste. We'll move through that again here. Inhaling, sweeping the arms overhead. Exhaling, folding over straight legs, bringing hands to the mat, relaxing neck. Inhale, coming up halfway. And exhaling to fold, planting the palms, stepping back, high plank. Inhale, moving through your vinyasa, shifting weight forward of the wrists, keeping the elbows tucked in or dropping to knees. Exhaling as slow as possible, flipping the toes, inhaling, reaching the chest forward, upward facing dog or low cobra. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling, retucking the toes, pushing hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Initiating through the core on the pull to the downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep left leg back. Exhale, step the foot in between the hands. Not as far forward this time. We'll pivot the back foot down. The right heel lands on the ground. You can move the left leg out to the side to give yourself more space. And inhale, we'll sweep the arms up, coming into warrior one. Hips are rotated forward still. Arms reach towards the sky, knee trucks over second and third toes. Inhale to your warrior one. Exhale, hands come to the mat, sweep, leg sweeps up and back. And foot plants on the ground. Inhale, sweep the right leg back. Exhale, right foot steps in between the hands. Left heel pivots towards the floor. Maybe right foot moves sideways to give your hips more space. Inhale brings you up, warrior one on the right side. Engaging through the back leg. Exhale brings hands down to the mat. Repivot the back foot, sweep leg up and back. Downward facing dog. We'll inhale, look between the hands, bend the knees, bottom of the exhale, step or float forward. Feet meet the hands. Bending the knees, inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Palms drop to the sides, palms reach forward. Inhale, crown of the head towards the sky, breathe. Inhaling all the air up. Exhaling, open mouth, letting it all go. We'll inhale, sweep the arms towards the sky, Utthita Hastasana. Relaxing shoulders down the back, energetically rotating triceps forward, biceps back. Keep the upper ribs pointed towards the frontal hip bones. Relax tailbone towards the heels. Reach through the finger. Feel the engagement in the shoulders. Hold here. On the next exhale, bend the heels, sit back, chair pose. Keeping the tailbone drawn towards the heels to prevent arching in the spine. Lift the toes up off the floor. Inhale, we'll shift the weight to the toes, sweep the arms back. Exhale, come back to the heels, sweep the arms up, Utthita Hastasana arm. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, shift back. Exhale, bring hands together, fold over straight legs, forward fold. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping or hopping back, moving through your vinyasa. Knees to the ground or straight back to child's pose, downward facing dog. Reaching heels towards the ground here. If you need a break, drop the knees, come into child's pose. Continue to breathe. When you're ready, exhale, bring the hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweeping the right leg up. Exhale, crunching, engaging the core, moving as slowly as possible to bring the right foot between the hands. Pivoting back, left heel towards the ground, either heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. And we'll move into warrior two, cartwheeling the arms up. Take a minute to settle in here. Right knee tracks over second and third toes. Back edge of the left foot grounds down. Inhale, reach the arms away from you. Inhale, flip the front palm, reach up and back, reversing your warrior. Exhale, come back to warrior two. We'll inhale, reach forward as far as possible before tipping into side angle, bringing the arm up and overhead, 12 o'clock. Keep the knee tracking over second and third toes. Roll the right glute under, but engage the back leg. Breathe here. Inhale brings you back to warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Exhale, hands come to the mat, planting the palms, rotating the back foot, sweeping the right leg up and back. Exhaling to downward facing dog. Inhale sweeps the left leg up and back. Exhale, crunch the knee in as slowly as possible before planting between the hands. Rotating right heel towards the ground. Heel to arch alignment of the feet. Take a minute here. When you found your alignment, inhale to cartwheel the arms up, warrior two. Maybe flipping the palms up. Feel how that engages the back of the shoulders. Weight should be in the left heel and the outside of the right foot. And then flip the palms over, but don't change how that feels in the shoulders. Inhale, right hand comes to back of right leg. Reach arm up and over. Exhale brings you back to warrior two. Inhale, reach forward as far as possible before tipping into your side angle. Either resting elbow gently on the left knee, reaching arm towards the ground. Prioritizing the lengthening of the arms, spinning the chest up and open towards the sky. Looking to the ground or maybe up towards the fingertips. Inhale, coming up to warrior two, reversing your warrior. Exhaling, hands frame the left foot. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bending the knees, looking between the hands. Bottom of the exhale, step or hop forward. Feet meet the hands. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweeps the arms up and overhead. Exhale, brings them back down to heart center. Inhale, fully here. Exhale completely. Inhale, sweeps the arms up and overhead. Exhale, sit back into your chair pose again. Breathe here, inhaling and exhaling. Exhale, hands to heart center, fold over your legs, relax the head, relax the neck. Take palms and flip them face up, tucking them under the feet. Toes rest in wrist creases. Maybe wiggle the toes to give your wrists a little massage. Bending the knees generously here. Inhale, untuck hands, plant wrists, step back, moving through your vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog. We meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, sweeping the left leg up and back. Exhaling, stepping the left foot slightly out to the side, rotating right heel towards the ground. Inhaling to come up into our warrior one again. Breathe here, take a minute to center. From here, we'll re-rotate the back heel up. Start to step the foot in slowly, putting more weight in the left foot. And as you step the foot in, we'll start to transfer all the weight to the left foot, coming into a T, warrior three. Keep the hips rotated towards the ground, engage the left leg, reach the arms forward. Reach through the back heel. Inhale starts to bring you up to stand on your left foot. Standing staff pose. And maybe this is enough. Maybe you stay here, ground down through the left foot. If you want more, first and second fingers reach for toe. Big toe on the right side. Left hand comes to hip. And as you inhale, start to kick, straightening the right leg out in front. Breathing here, relaxing the shoulders down. Exhale brings us all back to staff pose. Inhale to lengthen through the arms. Exhale, step the foot back. Coming into high crescent. Reaching the arms up towards the ceiling. Slight back bend here. Exhale, hands frame the left foot. Inhale, left leg sweeps up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg sweeps towards the sky. Exhale as slowly as possible. Right foot meets right hand. Pivoting left heel towards the ground. We'll inhale to come into warrior one again. This time on the other side. Keeping hips rotated towards the front of your mat. On your next exhale, re-pick up the back heel. Start to take tiny steps in until all the weight tips over your right leg, bringing you into warrior three. Reaching arms forward. Inhale brings the left leg through and up to staff pose. Maybe you stay here. That's more than okay. Meet your body where you're at today. Or left two fingers start to reach for left big toe. Right hand comes to right hip. Maybe you start to straighten left leg. Breathe here, engage the right hip. Inhale brings us back to staff pose. Exhale, tip forward as slowly as you came up, reach the foot back, crescent. Reaching the arms towards the sky, slight back bend here. Stretching the hip flexors on the left side. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Inhale, sweeps the right leg up and back. Downward facing dog. Dropping knees to the mat, hips to heels, arms reaching out in front of you. Child's pose. From here, we'll inhale, shifting forward, retucking the toes, pulling the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, rippling forward. Exhale, rippling back. Inhale, looking between the hands, stepping or hopping forward. Inhale brings you up halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, bend the knees, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samasthiti. Inhale, sweep the arms up and over. Exhale, folding forward over legs. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhaling to fold, planting the hands, stepping back, high plank. Dropping the knees here or keeping the knees lifted. Shift forward, exhale all the way down. Planting left ear on the mat. Reaching left foot towards left glute. And starting to reach around and grab the foot. Pulling into a quad stretch on this side. You can always keep head neutrally pointed forward if that's more comfortable. Exhale, release the foot, change ears. Bring the right heel to right glute and reach around to grab the foot. Quad stretch on this side. Exhaling, letting go of the foot. Planting palms under chest. Inhaling, reaching forward, cobra. And exhaling, forehead to the mat. From here, we'll reach the arms out in a T. Planting palms on the ground. And we'll start to roll to our right side. Bringing our left foot over. Moving into scorpion. You should feel this stretch on the right inner shoulder, left back, left quad. Keeping fingertips tented on the ground of the left hand. Maybe your foot starts to reach towards your hand on the right side. Exhale brings you back to the ground. Inhale, look forward, tenting the fingertips. Exhale brings you down to the mat. Reaching the arms out to the sides again. This time we'll roll to the left side, bringing right foot to outside of left hand. Stretching through the chest, the leg. Right foot reaches for left wrist. Maybe this is enough of a stretch right here. Our chest gets really tight when we sit at a desk all day. This will loosen it up. Inhale brings us back forward. Plant the palms underneath. Inhale to reach forward. Exhale, push the hips back, downward facing dog. Dropping the knees to the ground, coming into child's pose. Taking a couple rounds of breath here. From here, we'll move into dolphin. If you need to sit up to see me, go ahead and do so. We'll take our hands and we'll clasp them like this, tucking the pinky underneath so it creates a flat base on the bottom of the hand. And from here, we'll place our forearms down on the mat. And this is the base of our dolphin pose. From here, we'll tuck the toes again. And similarly to downward facing dog, we'll push the hips back, coming into dolphin pose. You should feel the stretch through the bottom of the shoulders, back, reach the heels towards the ground. Maybe bending knees if you need to. If you have any wrist problems, this is a great alternative pose to downward facing dog. Ground down through the forearms. Bringing knees back to the ground. We'll do that one more time. If headstand is in your practice, feel free to use this to move into it. If you're uncomfortable in a headstand, stay in dolphin. You get the same benefits of the inversion. If you want to try a headstand, you'll take your palms and put them on the back of your head. The crown of your head will go directly on the ground. And you'll engage through the shoulders, triceps, and then start to walk your feet in. So I'll put my hands on the ground. If you want to move into dolphin again, go ahead and do so. Placing arms on the ground, pushing heels back. If you have space and it's safe for you to try headstand, place the crown of the head between the hands. Then start to lift the feet and start to walk the feet in. Maybe you lift one leg, maybe the other. Maybe that's as far as you go. And maybe you start to lift feet, to place them on your knees on elbows, and then maybe start to reach towards the sky. And then when you're done, come down, push back into dolphin pose one more time. In headstand, about 70% of the weight should be in your forearms. Dropping knees to the ground, coming back into child's pose, reaching the hands forward. Exhaling, dropping hips towards the ground. Inhale, reaching forward. We'll come back into downward facing dog again. Exhale, bend the knees, walk the feet towards the hands. Coming into a forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll clasp the hands behind the back, similar to that dolphin grasp. Inhale, broadening the chest forward. Exhale, bend the knees a little bit and start to fold forward, bringing arms over the head, stretching through the chest, neck. This is too much for your shoulders. You can always just drop your hands towards the ground. When you've had enough here, drop hands towards the ground. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale to fold, planting hands, stepping back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shifting forward, dropping to your knees, lowering all the way down. From here, we'll move into our back bend. I'm going to do bow pose today. If this is too much, you can always stay in cobra right here. Inhale to reach the chest forward. If you want to try bow pose, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and reach the arms around, grabbing for the tops of the feet. Gaze is directed slightly ahead at the ground. And on an inhale, we'll kick hands and feet. At the same time, coming up into boat pose. Keeping knees, quads parallel to each other. It may be a little difficult to breathe here. Your inhale and exhale will rock you slightly. Inhaling, stretching to kick and open up through the shoulders. Exhale, come back down to the mat. Taking a second here. Planting palms, untucking toes, pushing hips back. Downward facing dog. We'll inhale, left leg towards the sky. Exhale, left knee comes to left wrist. Right foot comes out to the side, moving into pigeon. Untucking back toes. We'll inhale slightly here. This is a little bit of a back bend as well. Broadening the collarbones. If you want a little more, feel free to start to walk the hands forward. Maybe hands come down, head rests on arms, ground. But staying here is more than okay too. Planting the palms, tucking the right back toes. Inhale, sweeping the left leg up and back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg up and back. Exhale, right knee comes to right wrist. Left foot slides to the side. Inhale, coming to fingertips. Exhale, staying here, folding forward. Breathing into the outside of the glute, the hip. Inhale, replanting the palms, tucking the back left toes, sweeping the right leg up. Exhaling, placing the right foot down, downward facing dog. Inhale, shifting forward, coming slightly over wrist, dropping the knees, lowering all the way down. Inhale brings you up into your last little back bend. Exhale, hands plant, hips push back. Last downward facing dog. From here, we'll inhale, bend the knees, walk the feet towards the hands. From here, roll slowly down, squatting until the butt reaches the ground. Feet lift, boat pose. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, drops the feet towards the ground. Feet reach out in front of you. We'll move into a wide-legged forward fold here. So feet will come out to the sides, either a little bit or a lot. Wherever you have space in your hips, inhale to reach the chest forward, and exhale, tip forward just a little bit. And a lot of people have different flexibility in a wide leg forward fold or just a regular forward fold. So wherever you feel comfortable to stop walking your fingers out, that's okay. Bring the toes towards the face, walk the hands forward, coming to your forward fold. Inhale, walking the hands back towards the body. Bringing the feet in to meet, soles of the feet meet. You can always move them a little forward if you need more space. Same inhale brings the chest forward. And inhale to lengthen before you fold over Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. Getting into the inner hip flexors on the side. Inhale the chest forward one more time. Exhale, fold just a little more. Inhale brings you back to center, reaching the legs out in front of you. We'll shake the legs here a little bit, let go of any tension. And from here, we'll start to roll back one vertebrae at a time, reaching the arms forward until you reach the ground. Take a minute to find yourself on the floor, letting go of some of the tension. Inhaling the right knee in, wrapping fingers around the right shin and hugging it into the body. Exhale, left hand comes to outside of right knee and start to bring the right knee across the body into a twist. Maybe reaching arms out in a T. Maybe looking over right shoulder. Only go so far as that your right shoulder remains on the ground. These twists are a great way to wring out our spine, to renew energy. Inhale brings the knee back to center. Exhale hugs it in one more time. Move into figure 4 on the right side. Right heel comes to left knee. We'll inhale, reach the hands through the legs. So either grab back of quad, front of knee. Exhale to bring the knee closer to the chest. Trying to guide the right knee out to the side to create more of a stretch in the hips. Breathing here. Exhale brings feet down to the mat, lengthening the legs out in front of you. Inhale to bring the left knee to chest, squeezing it to the outside of the rib cage. Exhale, right hand comes to outside of left knee and starts to bring the knee across the body into a lying twist on this side. Reaching arms out to the side, connecting left shoulder with the ground, looking straight up or maybe over left shoulder. Inhale brings you back to center. We'll connect left ankle to right knee, grabbing for back of left quad or top of right shin. Exhaling the left knee out to the side to bring more of a stretch into the glute, flexing the feet on both sides. Feeling your heartbeat start to slow down, your breath start to lengthen. Your next exhale, bring the feet back down to the mat, hugging both knees into the chest, Apanasana. Maybe rocking from side to side, massaging the muscles, the organs, the kidneys, and the low back. Maybe rocking forward and back, bringing a little massage into the spine. And we'll take our last shape here, rolling back down to the back, bringing knees out to the side, grabbing for outer sides of the feet. Happy baby. Wiggling the toes, hugging the knees to the outside of the rib cage. Maybe rolling from side to side again, straightening one leg, maybe the other. Maybe both to come into super happy baby. Releasing the last of the tension in the back. And if there's any last shapes you'd like to take before we move into Shavasana, feel free to do so now. If you feel like you've had enough, start to reach feet, legs out, lengthening completely on your mat. And starting to drop into Shavasana, closing the eyes, relaxing the head on the ground, reaching feet out as wide, taking up as much space on the mat as you can. Scooching shoulder blades under. Inhaling, squeezing every muscle in the body, toes, fingers, glutes, core, cheeks, jaw. exhaling, letting it go, letting your body fully way down on the mat. Maybe if you have an energy today, you place the palms facing down, sending energy back into the world, back into our community to be recirculated. Maybe if you're feeling that you need a little bit of that energy today, you place the palms face up, letting it soak in through the palms and spread through the rest of your body. Closing the eyes and relaxing into our final resting pose. We'll be here for just a couple minutes before I bring you out. Start to bring a little more feeling back into the fingers, the toes, wiggling them slightly, and moving more movement, squeezing the quads, circling the ankles, wrists, reaching the arms overhead, taking one big full body stretch. And then rolling to your favorite side, resting the head on a bicep, curling knees in towards the chest. Taking a couple moments here. Then planting the upper hand on the ground next to the head, pushing yourself up back into a seated position. We'll keep the eyes closed here, placing palms on the knees, however is comfortable for you. And in light of this theme of connection this week, I'll read a poem I found. It's called Wild Geese. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about your despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of rain are moving across the landscape, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. In this time of isolation, it is our connection to ourselves and in turn to others that will sustain our energy. Keeping the eyes closed, connecting palms at heart center. Bringing the hands to the third eye to acknowledge our wisdom, our intuition. Bringing hands to lips to remind ourselves to speak kind words to ourselves and to others. Bringing the hands back to heart center to acknowledge the love and the compassion that we can give to ourselves and those around us. Bowing the head slightly. Namaste. Thank you everyone for joining today. I really appreciate it. Hopefully this is helping some of you stay active and awake during this time. If you have any thoughts or things that you want me to incorporate in classes or people you want to invite, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to hear if you guys like the music or not, if I should keep trying to do that or if I should just keep it silent. But if you have any questions, I'll stay here. If you want to see a puppy, I'll go get Luna and bring her in here too. But if you got to go, thank you so much, and I will see you guys next time.